I've had the happiest last 6 months of my life, and in this state that I'm currently in, it feels strange that for some reason I want to change. But this happy story all starts back in July when things weren't so happy. I burnt out, I crashed out, and I quit what most people would call a dream job. I packed it all up. I was working as a marketing director, working in the online space, surrounded by AI conversations and endless numbers in spreadsheets, and just pressures of more, and more. Complete projects faster, obsessing over hooks and headlines and percentage improvements. That felt like a really big deal. And the reason I quit, just a growing amount of frustrations and this more and more work. I felt swallowed. I felt like I could not get out. I also felt like I had no control in the work that I did, and I would follow projects down to their bitter end and stuff would change and things would get cancelled. I was frustrated. And then everything came crashing down, all at once, as it seems to do, both in my personal life and in my career life, if you can call it that. Now, this is not going to be the full story, but just a glimpse into the beginning of what this is, what this channel will be, the beginning of something new, the beginning of the next stage of my life. And from the ashes, you will. The following few months after the incident in July, I wrapped out my job and started working in a cafe again. Back to my roots from years before I even started marketing, before I even started my own business. And I made friends. Some of the best friends I have made at all in my adult life. I made connections with people that have changed my life for good. I deepened relationships that I already had. I had time to play. I enjoyed the chaos of working only 3 or 4 days a week, in the middle of summer in Australia, and having just zero responsibilities while this all happened. But last week, there was a trigger point. Something came up again. Something surfaced. A friend reached out to me and said, "Hey, do you have that spreadsheet for managing money that you said business owners or freelancers could use? I've always wanted to be able to help people like this." And I know it sounds broad, kind of wanky, but it's a really true feeling statement. And while I was riding my bicycle in Japan, I rode from Fuji to Hiroshima. And after the trip, I was in Tokyo, in my Airbnb, and I was being reflective, as you would after a trip of that nature, after riding 750 kilometers. And I was thinking about what I want to do and what comes next. And I was brainstorming, putting a voice note in my phone, just thinking aloud and pacing around the Airbnb. And then it hit me. I already have all the things in place to do this. All of the pieces. I already have thought about doing this over the past 2 or 3 years. I've already done work on it. If I look at my Google Drive, there's stuff there on this. And understanding exactly where I needed to go and what I wanted to do. What was there left at all? It's so weird, but the only thing left to do was just start. If not just rise from the ashes. I know the way that I want to teach. I know what I would like to teach and share. I know that this area of knowledge I am so passionate about. It has easily made the biggest impact on my life. It's shaped my world, and it's helped me achieve goals and live a world that I could have never expected for myself. And now I have so many tools that I've picked up over the last 7 years of both being in my own business and working deep with inside other companies. I've learned them from mentors, I've learned them from YouTube, I've learned them from reading literally hundreds of non-fiction books. I've tried so many different methods and paths and handpicked the ones that actually feel like they are simple but make the most impact, make the work and make my life more enjoyable. I mean, I even built and marketed an education product in my previous role. I have so much experience in this. So now it's time to share everything on the internet. And this YouTube channel and my newsletter, they're the heart of the phoenix. Who is this for? Who cares? Why? Why would you care? I'm desperate to make sure that I frame this differently, that this isn't like any other normal productivity or self-help course. You don't have to be like a hustle bro and don't have to be trying to build a business and make thousands of dollars. That's not the point. The point is to design a specific life that is going to suit you. I see that people often feel so ashamed for trying. And that mediocrity, especially in Australia, is this quirky part of our culture where people feel ashamed for doing more or trying more. That effort or action is seen as kind of offensive in some way. And I want to frame this, it can be for anybody. And obviously, that's a broad statement, not for everybody, but for anybody that wants to change, that knows that the life that they want to live is not necessarily one that is on the regular path, that is the brain off method, that you want to have a sense of control and a sense of purpose. You might be someone that's in a career that simply wants to rise to the next level and maybe get paid more, but work less time. You might be somebody that is in retail or hospitality and want to get their first major job outside of their industry. You can be in any place in life and still utilize the tools that I want to share and have designed. Building a business or otherwise, these tools will still apply and can be useful in any stage of life. But just having the desire for a future that is different from the one that you're currently on the path to is kind of all you need to get started here. This is for someone who wants to change and has that desire within them. The philosophy that I have and the protocols and tools that I have are perfect for anyone that wants to take that leap, take that control. Someone that is pretty honest with themselves and knows that their path is their own, or at least it can be. And most importantly of all of it is they do not want to live someone else's dream that they've painted for them, someone else's life. I mean, that's it really. That's the niche, that's the path. They're the people that I'm calling out to, the people that I'm going to create for. So this is a brand new beginning for me, potentially for you. And during this time, I'm going to share as much of my process as I can. Behind the scenes, stories, the builds, the things I'm thinking about, as much as I possibly can. Anywhere within this subject matter, you'll be right there as I build my own essential life. The life that I've always wanted too. So why now? Why this path? Why now? Why now? I've gone through many goal setting and visioning activities over the last 8 years, and well, this keeps coming up after deep conversations with friends and people I care for. I've known that this is the path that I want to go down. Why? Because one, it keeps coming back up. Because it combines so many areas that I love. It fills me with meaning and purpose. And it's popped up on my dream life list for the last 5 years. And I want to be able to create. I find writing newsletters or scripts fascinating. I find the process of making videos really fun and interesting. And I find education and storytelling the true driving force of change, like in this world. We've been doing it forever. And for me, education is just synthesizing information, packaging it down, and telling a story alongside it to get the point across, to get the picture across. But it's just a synthesis of your experiences, the knowledge you found, and story to propel it. And just encompasses all the things that I like. And I'm never going to sit here and tell you that I'm the expert. I'm not. I'm just another person on their path and their journey as well. But I am the person that will research, apply, reflect, and then share what I've learned along the way. And to me, the two platforms that make the most sense to do this is in writing straight away in a newsletter and a YouTube channel, just like the one you are watching now. And look, I'm partly making these videos because I want to challenge my own skills. I want to get better at writing. I want to develop myself. And there's a place now for all of the reflective thoughts I have. And one day there could be monetization. There could be a course. There could be a group coaching, but it's not the reason that I'm doing this. For now, it's just about me condensing my thoughts, learning and building in public. That's it. And for once, that's why I know it's correct. I'm not driven by this has to make money or this is the path. This is just genuinely what I would like to do, so it feels right. And I think it's part of why I crashed out so hard in my other role. There was a lack of care, lack of connection, and pushed externally to do these things, whereas this feels like it comes from a place of the internal. Because maybe there was a lack of care and connection in my last role, but this feels like the opposite. And all the while ignoring things on my, essential life plan that are things like this that I wanted to do. I was saying to myself, well, I'll get to it one day. Just not right now. It's not the right time. Which is a recipe for burnout. And that's exactly what I cooked up for myself. So what can you expect from this? If you are interested in living a life that is truly your own, being able to find purpose in day-to-day life, day-to-day actions, the day-to-day work that you have to do, being able to find purpose in that. If you're interested in a sense of peace, that you are working towards and making progress towards a life that is the one that you actually want to live. If you're interested in, practical systems that help you manage your time, your money, your behaviors, and your direction. If you're interested in feeling joy that comes from living intentionally, if you're interested in having hard templates and tutorials to accelerate you towards living the life that you actually want, and if you're interested in following someone build theirs as well along the way, and not teaching this from some future hindsight, you are going to be there with me through the whole thing. If you said yes to any of the above, there's going to be a lot here for you. And for me, this is step one in building my own essential life, the life that I want to live. So here's to many more YouTube videos. This is not an attention-grabbing one. This is just an introduction, the first cab off the rank. But here's to the start of a journey. I hope you'll join me on the ride. Stay connected, subscribe if you want to see more, do whatever it is you have to do to save this. But thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, you're the best.